Low pass filter on her voice like a phone call from Jazz.
Hey yo, these streets don't love you, homie. You either get it or get got. But I was raised where the wolves at, no place for the weak. Only time we seen peace was a piece under the seat. Got that hunger in my stomach, turn a dream to a feast. Either run it up or run, ain't no love in these streets. Cops circling the block, trying to pinch a supplier. Young and clutching on the Glock, he ain't feeling inspired. He see the OGs ballin', iced out like the wire. Told him that come with a case, but he just wanna go higher.
New York don't whisper, it hums. It don't ask permission to keep score. Look around, steam from the grates, bodegas lit like little lighthouses, brownstones holding their breath. Every block got a book, every book got a balance sheet. Money, favors, pride, fear, lined up like ledger entries nobody sees but everybody pays. Out here, mornings start before the sun, and nights don't stop just cause the clock says so. Folks say this city never sleeps. Truth is, it calculates. Adds up your habits, subtracts your mistakes, compounds your ego with interest until pay-up day. Some names move like weather, roll in soft, leave hard. Some names never leave the sidewalk they were spoken on. But the code don't care who says your name. It cares what you did when you heard it. Tonight's page opens clean. Numbers set at 0, but the city's already watching the pen in your hand. Make a mark, make it count, make it careful, because here, even a breath tips the scale. Rico moves like a shadow with a schedule. Don't bump, don't brag, don't drop nothing he can't pick up fast. Cash folds, he don't. Learned early that loud stacks make loud endings. He lets the bills breathe, lets the night cool the heat off. But patience got an enemy too, hunger. Every choice carry weight. Keep it all, you feel rich, you look louder. Cut sergeant, you look smaller, you grow bigger. Double up risky, you feel brave, you invite eyes you can't see. That's city math. Not the number in your palm, the number attached to your name. Rico counts both, knows the neighborhood got a memory like wet concrete. Step wrong and it keep you a print. Step right and maybe it sets into a path. He slides the cut where it belongs, not cause he's soft, but cause he wants tomorrow, wants next week, wants the kind of climb you don't fall off from. The till of the night rings low, somewhere a legend nods. Rep bumps, Lloyd wakes up, heat twitches, and the city, it smiles without lips. Stars don't blink on impulse. She measure a person in the space between their words, in the corners of their decisions. Respect out here is rented by the day. You return it clean or you pay penalties. Trust don't arrive, it accrues. And when it accrues, it changes the game. Doors open half an inch. Information shows up early. Your name gets a little softer when it passes through teeth that used to bite. Rico ain't in her circle, not yet. But tonight, the circle noticed him. The street cosign is quiet, like a lock clicking from the other side. Bobo stores a heartbeat with shelves. Fridges hum, receipts curl, candy racks like guardrails for the young and restless. He taps the counter steady, not scared, present. Trouble don't knock, it leans outside and waits. He dials Rico. That ring ain't begging, it's bookkeeping. It says, you showed up before, I'm paying you to show up again. Rico don't need a speech, the street has a shorthand. Tonight, Bobo buys quiet, not heroic. And quiet has the best return on investment. Rep don't always mean raw. Sometimes it's a sigh of a problem that didn't get born. Lloyd climbs a rung. Heat don't move. And Bobo breathes like a man who knows the value of one more morning. Detective Langston Creed reads the city the way elders read faces. Slow, from the edges in. He don't chase shouts, he follows silence until it points. In his world, corkboards talk, photos argue, string agrees, and dates confess what mouths won't. Rico's picture ain't a headline of Creed. It's a decimal point in a column that keeps rounding up. Petty becomes practice, practice becomes pattern, and patterns, they grow teeth if you don't feed them respect. Creed's talent ain't rage, it's patience. He lets small nights stack like loose change in a jar, shaking it only when the weight starts to sing. He's seen 1,000 faces put on noise to hide from numbers, but numbers don't scare easy. The more a name turns up, the heavier it gets, bending everything around it until even the honest light falls in a circle. That's heat, not the cuffs, the spotlight. You can walk through it if your breath is steady. You can even smile under it if you like the burn, but you cannot pretend it ain't there. Not with a man like Creed counting your echoes. Some folks try to outrun their own handwriting, smear the ink, tear out the page, start over. But paper remembers, boards remember, and Creed, he remembers for a living. Stairwells got their own weather. Old paint, tired bulbs, footsteps that learned to keep secrets. Rico keeps his voice low and his hands clean. There's a time to count loud and a time to let the envelope breathe where it can't tempt you. Tonight he pockets patience as carefully as paper. The city loves to test you in the space between the deal and the door. That's where pride takes selfies. That's where heat likes to bloom. Discipline is a compass you gotta fix every day. Point it at tomorrow or it'll spin toward trouble by noon. He moves correct, not fast, not slow, just enough to leave no bruise on the moment. Men fail in stairwells because they celebrate too soon or look over their shoulder like they're rehearsing for regret. Rico does neither. He lets the building swallow the echo and walks the rest of the block like it owes him nothing. Cash rises, rep nods, heat sniffs and wanders off. There are wins you shout about and wins you fold into your pocket like a lucky bill. Tonight is the second kind, and second kinds added up make first places. Backroom business ain't champagne and ice. It's folding tables, takeout cartons, and a lamp that hums like it's tired of watching liars. Sarge don't do speeches when the money hits wood. She watches the count, pauses, posture. Numbers bend, hands and eyes don't. Rico plays it straight, not cause he's holy, because he wants to be reliable. A holy man gets tested, a reliable man gets called. Exact counts are risky in a city that rewards clever cuts. But every time you shave the truth, it gets cheaper to lie again. He slides the stack with the ease of someone who plans on seeing next season. Honesty here ain't a halo, it's a hammer. It drives nails where doors used to swing. Sarge files it next to the small cut he gave her earlier, next to the way he didn't flinch when the room tried to wobble. Trust the cruise. Slow, boring, undefeated. LOY stacks like rent paid on time. REP picks up a quiet shine, the kind you only see when the light hits from the right angle. And somewhere inside the future, a hinge loosens for him. A city car glides by like a blade kissing silk, no sound, all message. Blue flicker once across wet asphalt, asking a question he's learned to answer without words. Rico don't duck, don't pose, he reroutes. That's a different verb. Shoulders easy, gaze honest, steps with purpose, but no destination stamped on it. The trick ain't acting invisible, it's acting inevitable. Like you belong to the air you're in. Intuition's not magic, it's maintenance. 1,000 small reeds, logged where your breath lives. He cuts down a block that's got more elders than edges, more porch light than sunglasses. The cruiser drifts past. The street forgets its curiosity. Heat cools 2 degrees. Rep nods once, like a neighbor on the 5th floor landing. The code writes a small note in the margins. Knows when to move, knows how. Survival's not a sprint here. It's a rhythm. Miss the beat and the night starts counting you instead. Gratitude got a look, not always a smile, sometimes a paper sack. Crosses a table like a shy confession. Bobo pays respect in the currency he trusts. Sarge steps in on the beat, her silence sharper than most men's voices. Rooms like this don't take long to choose sides. They watch who you choose first. Rico splits it, not loud, not soft, just fair. Cash dips a notch, but the optics, they rise. Politics is math with people in it. You spread shine, you buy shade for later. You let Bobo feel seen, you let Sarge feel considered. Both those feelings spin better than bills. The block lives half on what things are and half on what they look like. Survivors master both. Sarge watches his hands, not the pile. Bobo breathes with his shoulders, not his mouth. The moment cools without smoke. Lloyd jumps in 2 directions. Rep gets another coat of quiet varnish. And the network, thin as a spider thread, strong as a cable, pulls 1 knot tighter. Word travels here like it's late for a train. Fast, elbowing, certain about its own story. 2 elders on a stoop trade weather and names. Yours lands between them like a forecast. Phone buzz says what the street already knows. Creed's looking, be smoked. Attention is double-edged. It trims you down and lifts you up in the same motion. Your name is a story you don't get to narrate. Best you can do is edit it by living different. Rumor pumps heat, but rep too. If you don't hand it a stumble. Rico makes small adjustments, route, posture, timing, no speeches, no denial. Let the air talk, make the frame honest. That's the balance. Be visible enough to be trusted, invisible enough to stay free. The block remembers every headline it ever invented. Make sure the one about you ends with a period you chose. Lights paint brick like river water. Blue, white, blue. Officers do that slow walk that ain't for you, but can become for you if you volunteer. This is where panic begs to drive. Rico says no. Hallway move again, slip into architecture and let patience do the heavy lifting. He doesn't slam doors, he closes chapters. Feet soft, breath measured. Eyes reading reflections instead of faces. Sometimes the bravest act looks like stillness. Blend with the paint. Give the night permission to pass you by. Heat loses interest in men who won't audition for it. Outside, the city clears his throat and changes the subject. Inside, he stows his heartbeat where nobody can tax. Another quiet wind deposited with the rest. Rep gains a penny of poise. And somewhere on Creed's board, a line hesitates before it draws itself. Rooftops are churches for men who pray with their eyes open. City spread below like a motherboard. Windows blinking, stories booting in the dark. Rico lights a thought and lets it burn slow. He don't need a mirror to read himself. The night's a glass if you stand still long enough. The HUD, whether in his head or just the corner of the world, rolls the recap. Rep up, cash steady, heat present but polite. Lloyd with Sarge, no longer a rumor. Bobo, a number you can dial at midnight. Level ain't magic, it's maintenance. You not crowned, you certified to try the next move without breaking the last one. Street intuition hums like a new gear, and choices show up with subtitles. Consequences translated into a language you can spin. The city still wants its cut. Creed still traces lines in rooms with bad coffee and good focus. Rivals still test locks like nervous students. But tonight, The book is balanced enough to rest. Level 1, hustler, not a title, an obligation. Keep your numbers honest, keep your moves tidy, keep your breath steady. Tomorrow's coming with questions. Be ready to show your work. Creed tightens the net. Rivals make a too clean offer.
Low pass filter on voice like a phone call from jazz.
Hey yo, these streets don't love you, homie. You either get it or get got. But I was raised where the wolves at, no place for the weak. Only time we seen peace was a piece under the seat. Got that hunger in my stomach, turn a dream to a feast. Either run it up or run, ain't no love in these streets. Cops circling the block, trying to pinch a supplier. Young and clutching on the Glock, he ain't feeling inspired. He see the OGs ballin', iced out like the wire. Told him that come with a case, but he just wanna go higher. Money over everything, that's the motto we breathe. But the same ones you feed might just plot when you eat. I done seen it all. Homies turned Judas for greed. Left them slumped by the store, now his mama can't breathe. We live by the gutter code, die by the gutter code. If you ain't ready for war, don't step in the war zone. Ain't no love in the block, ain't no love in the code. Only thing we respect, that's money and Glocks, whoa. I see my dog took an L, now we fighting the bid. Told me keep stacking paper, don't end up like this. Made a promise to my mama, but I'm still taking risks. Cause when your stomach touch your back, you start scheming for licks. Trap spots booming, fiends itching like it's chicken pox. Bro just copped the K, he gon' flip it like it's stocks. D's trying to knock, I ain't talking about a feature. I've been knee deep in the jungle, ain't no love for a preacher. 10 toes down, yeah, my name hold weight. Used to post on that stoop, now we posted with plates. Still riding with a 30, just in case it ain't safe. Cause ain't no telling who plotting, they be smiling in your face. We live by the gutter code, die by the gutter code. If you ain't ready for war, don't step in the war zone. Ain't no love in the block, ain't no love in the code. Only thing we respect, that's money and Glocks. Where's that gutter music? That real pain, that real struggle. You either make it out, or the streets take you under. Let's go. Ain't no fair ones, you get jumped or you blast. You either make it out, or you stuck in the past. Never trust a soul, keep a blade in your stash. They smile in your face, then they snake you for cash. Still 10 toes, never switch, never fold. Rather get caught with it than be stiff in the cold. Real ones link up, we ain't moving alone. Only strong survive when you raised in the zone. I seen the coldest killers break under that pressure. I seen the toughest dudes fold, begging for a lesser. I seen the weak ones win, cause they smarter than the rest. And I seen rich ones die, bullet holes through they vests. Better know the rules, better play the game right. Money make a best friend, switch in one night. Jealous ones envy, that's the code to the streets. They love you when you broke, but they hate it when you eat. Took losses, bounced back, stayed 10 toes. Hit a lick, laid low, now the bankroll swole. They be capping on the net, but they ghost when it's real. You either ride for the set, or get left in the field. We live by the gutter code, die by the gutter code. If you ain't ready for war, don't step in the war zone. Ain't no love in the block, ain't no love in the code. Only thing we respect, that's money and Glock. We live by the gutter code, die by the gutter code. If you ain't ready for war, don't step in the war zone. Ain't no love in the block, ain't no love in the code. Only thing we respect, that's money and Glocks, whoa.